So George, first of all, thank you very much indeed for taking the time to talk to us. Really appreciate that.
Pleasure. I only do these things if I'm interested in the subject matter, and local government's interesting.
So you were throwing rocks, as you called it this morning, weren't you?
Oh yeah, sort of slow-fall tosses in Australian cricket terms.
I think you were hitting some targets though, weren't you? Because it resonated with your audience, didn't it, this morning?
I hope so. You can't tell when you wind yourself up into a frenzy of enthusiasm for your own nonsense. You can't tell. But I think you can tell from people's reaction whether they're listening or not, or whether they're getting it, because it's, as I said, there are moments when it's very hard to tell whether I'm serious or whether I'm joking. So that way we get the people who want it to be serious, and that way we get the people who want to be joking as well. But you like to think the essence of what you're trying to say is there, and I've tried to lecture people, and I don't do it very well. I'm a communicator, and I try to communicate.
One of the things you were communicating very effectively about this morning, though, was change happens. Politically, you were talking about the need really to change the whole system of government, really.
In this country?
Yeah.
Not the system of government so much as the structure of government. I mean, the system of government got to do with ideology and values. I guess what I was proposing as a value proposition was that we're trying to run this country on what is basically a totally invalid, unjustifiable mess of three tiers of government where they compete. They compete for talent, they compete for money. The end result is duplication and inefficiency. Everybody whinges and moans about it, but nobody's prepared to bite the big bullet and say, do we really need three tiers of government? So I guess what I was suggesting was we certainly need local government, but it needs to be regionalised, not as localised as it is now, and I'm not absolutely sure we need the state government at all.
One of the things that you're talking about value proposition, and you also talked a little bit this morning about the role of local government and how important local government is in delivering services. And one of the things that resonated with me about your presentation and the one came before is the changing face of our communities. How important do you think it is that local government actually resonates with younger people, with voters, with people who they're providing the services?
Yeah, I get the impression that not so much with the management, the administration of local councils, but the councils themselves, the councillors, are generationally inappropriate. When I jokingly said to the mayor in the shire that I live in, I hope you're not standing for mayor again. He said, why? Because I'm telling people not to vote for anybody over 35. I mean, times have changed, and some people change with the times and some people don't. Some people spend their time trying to justify what they've done for so long, even though it isn't necessarily working or isn't working as well as it should. And people get out of step with change. Not everybody can keep up with the pace of change.
Right, it's really interesting, and thank you very much for that. I've got one nit to pick with you, though. You don't always beat the Poms at cricket. George, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Thanks, George. Thank you.